What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jordan here, coming at you live from Airfare Gaming. So for those of you who don't know me and thinking that, oh, what's this random guy doing on Trey's channel? If you're a long-time subscriber of Trey's, I've actually done a couple deck profiles in the past. I have some of the link right here in the corner. But him and I are best friends. We decided to go the Airfare Gaming route with the channel and just with everything that he's trying to do, just so that way we could get something going and make a big change in the community. A little bit about me though. I'm mainly a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I used to play Dragon Ball, but I just didn't want to play it anymore. But I still stuck with Yu-Gi-Oh after many years. The game's fun to me. So for those of you who are new and just freshly watching this, I'm going to be doing some YouTube videos for Yu-Gi-Oh related content too, since Trey and I work different schedules of different work times because we both do work full-time regular jobs. I'll be doing something for Yu-Gi-Oh here, and he's probably going to focus on Dragon Ball and do some Yu-Gi-Oh here and there too. A little bit more about me. So Trey's up in North Carolina. I'm here in the great state of Florida. Yes, Sunshine State. So basically any content that I would do, it has different people, fresh faces that you've probably never seen before. I go to Vortex Cards and Games for my locals up in Jacksonville. So, well, not Jacksonville, Orange Park, Florida. So if you're ever in the areas, I'd be glad to say what's up, play you, trade with you, anything like that. That'd be cool. And another thing too, so if you've noticed that Trey has a clothing line sorta now and had like this complete branding thing, he asked me to do it for him, and because I'm actually a graphic designer, that's what I do for a living, that's what I'm going to school for still currently. So, and I was like, yeah, I've always wanted to do something in this like area of expertise, which is like basically kind of like esports, but it's kind of not. So, but I always wanted to try to get something going with this channel, get him some more traction, give us a little bit more traction, make a name for ourselves, and just put ourselves on the map. But today, I'm going to be giving you a DDD deck profile. If you've noticed in the past, if you've actually been a subscriber, with the videos that I linked already in there, 2 of them are DDD deck profiles. One of them was a undefeated one in 2015, I believe. No, 2016. So in 2016, before the structure deck ever came out. Then another one was just some Pendulum Mucho, Pendulum spam stuff I was messing with. But basically, when this new support got announced, I was really excited. These is actually my favorite deck of all time, as far as like the concept, the art, the lore, all that type of stuff. So I got the new cards on sneak peek weekend. Some of the cards in this deck profile, you're gonna see they're blanks. It's mainly the extra deck cards. One of them is a Baron de Fleur, and another one is a copy of the new DDD XC, the Machinex. So the only reason I just don't have those because I just haven't been able to get a Baron from anybody at my locals or anything, and nobody seems to want to pull Battle of Chaos, so I can't really get a Machinex unless I pull it from prize support. But this deck profile is not just a regular deck profile, just the showcase. I actually top 4'd this past Sunday at my locals. It wasn't that big, but I was actually the lone rogue deck that topped, when the other 3 decks were PK Brave and Sword Souls. So let's get to it then.
Everything right? Everything right?
Okay, everyone. So like I said, we're going to be doing a DDD deck profile today. It's pretty jank right now because I'm still testing out the Kings for it, especially since the support just came out not too long ago. But this is what I topped with on Sunday. So let's get into the main deck. I'll probably go into the side deck more than likely, just to show you like what I did and what my thought process was for that locals. Let's get right to it. So featuring this cool DP token. No, I don't play DP. And featuring our Airfare Gaming playmat that I created. This is all laser etched. This has no ink. So it was a little experiment that I tried out a couple months ago. So if anybody comments and subscribes, and also if you're interested, be sure to give us a message on Facebook. The page is literally called Airfare Gaming. So just give us a holler. Anyways, enough about marketing. Let's go into the deck profile. So, serious note, 3 Kepler, you know, that's the OG of the deck. Searches out the whatever contract that you're trying to get, whether it's Gate, Swamp King, or now the Field Spell. Your Friendly Neighborhood, $15 common from a structure deck. One of them is Italian, yeah. Copernicus. So I can understand why this card is actually worth something now and definitely needs a reprint. This card is literally Armageddonite for DDDs, and it's amazing. Literally because it's a level 4 and it's a 1 scale, and it's basically a combo starter if you open up almost like a dead hand, essentially. As long as you open up another DD monster in general, then you'll be fine. But that's it for Copernicus. And the fact that it's a pendulum in general just makes it really good. Another OG, DD Swirl Slime. Another part of the combo starter, basically. If you pretty much open this with DD Griffin, you have essentially a full combo. I wouldn't call it like the ultimate one, but it's a really good combo. Especially if you open up another DD monster at all. So this is good. But for those who don't know what this card does, in your hand, you can reveal it to declare a fusion summon of any of your DD monsters, and basically you just fuse from your hand with another DD monster that meets that requirement, essentially. So it's really good. It doesn't ditch for cost, so if they like negate it somehow, some way, it stays in your hand. So that's cool. Another thing too, also, is that basically, no, there's nothing else with it. Next, DD Lamia. I play 3 of it. There's some people nowadays that are playing only 1, and some playing 2. I've never seen a 3 list, but I still like it at 3 just because it's an extender. In this specific build and this time frame now, you need the extenders, because there's a combo in here that I don't know if a lot of people actually try or know that you can do. That basically, if they have, like, it's basically an Nibiru stopper, and it puts up like almost 7 interruptions if you have the right cards in hand. So I like keeping Lamia at 3 just because it can also get rid of your contracts that you don't need, and this also gets rid of the field spell, which I'll get more into later. I won't show a combo video, but I'll show like the good things that happens throughout the deck just to help people out. Next, DD Griffin, 3 of it. This is the greatest card ever. Period. Level 4, scale 1, pendulum monster, DD monster, and it has 4 effects essentially. So the first effect you usually do is that it's in your hand. You can free special summon if you control a DD monster on board. Okay, pretty self-explanatory. Second one, if a special summon from the graveyard, you get to add a DD card. So yeah, or a dark contract. So you can add basically anything in your deck once it's special summon from the grave. The pendulum summoning effect, it's okay. Basically, you pendulum summon and you can ditch a DD card or a dark contract, and you can draw a card. That's basically it. The fourth effect isn't pretty much necessary, but like if you have like another low scale in your hand when you do the Gilgamesh stuff, you can play this in your scale and target one of your DD monsters. It just says your other DD monster can gain 500 attack points until the end of the turn if you like, whenever you, for the number of dark contracts on your board. but it doesn't need a dark contract. It's just up to. So you could literally just be like, oh, effect, put it in scale, or put in the extra monster thing, whatever, pendulum zone, and you can pendulum summon it out if you need another level 4. So that card is just busted. Onto the 2-ups. 2 DD Necro Slime. You never want to play 3. Some people play 1. I think 2 is necessary because I play 3 Allure of Darkness. So if I ever ditch one, I would like to have the other one for later. This is really good for the late game. The late game is important in this deck. So yeah, 2 of it's fine. Now the other 2 of the Ragnarok. So back in the day, you used to play 3 because you would just spam rank 8s, but this is not a rank 8 deck anymore like that. It's pure DDDs. So anything you make an extra deck will be a DD monster, depending on how you go about your combo. But Ragnarok's still good because you set them as a scale with Gilgamesh. So you want to play 2s because you just don't want to play 1. And then you'll just special summon from the graveyard when you special summon a DD monster. So that's good. Then my 1-of monsters. So some people might not agree with any of these ratios, but this has worked out for me in playtesting so far. And it's really cool combo-ish type stuff. But I play 1 Berfomet, 1 Orthos, and here's the shocker, Abyss Actor, Curtain Raiser. Wow, Jordan, why are you playing an Abyss Actor, Curtain Raiser? Well, let's see here. It's a 7 scale, which is really good. But that's not even the real reason why I play it. I play it because it's a free special summon level 4 Fiend. And what King Caesar says is that he just needs 2 level 4 Fiends. So basically, if I have that and another level 4 monster in my hand, I could literally just Zeus somebody like automatically. It's without question. Plus, it's an extender because of special summons. So it's really good. Berfomet, there's a nut combo that I usually do. It's basically my Nibiru stopper that I do, where I just keep recurring him back from the graveyard and keep making different things, like either changing like he basically just changes levels, which doesn't seem that important, but it really is in this deck because you'll decide to bring out Lamia and change Lamia to level 4, and you'll synchro with those 2 and make Siegfried. Or you can change a level to something else. If you haven't activated Gilgamesh, you can make a Baron in some instances. So it's a really good card in my opinion, and it's a level 4 Fiend. So that's good. And then Orthos. Everybody knows what Orthos does if you play the deck or if you're familiar with it. Anytime you take effect damage while this card's in your hand, you can special summon it. It's a level 4 Fiend tuner. Now the busted thing about this card nowadays too is the fact that it's a back row popper, and also it can be a combo starter too, kind of like in the same instance as the Griffin. I can set this as scale. If I have another DD card on the board, I can target itself because it says target any spell or trap, and then target a DD card or dark contract and pop them both. And so he'll go into the extra deck basically, and I can pendulum summon him out for being an extra monster. So really good. Let me try to speed this up because some of this stuff's pretty self-explanatory. Like these 4: contract, gate, contract, Swamp King. I've always only played 1. I'll stick by that for as long as I live. You only need it 1 time ever, and you'll just get rid of it with Machinex. 3 gate searches out any DD monster. So that's short and sweet. The new card, I only played this at 1. The dark contract with patent license. So this card is very good utility wise. You can search this out with Kepler, or I also play, I might as well bring this out too, I play Terraforming too. Some people are gonna be like, why are you playing Terraforming? You can just search it. If I have Terraforming, this essentially makes me play 2 without breaking with this. So essentially, if I have this and a Kepler in hand, I don't have to waste my search on this. I already have this in hand. So, and also some people, like, this will be like the first play. So depending on how good the player actually is, if they Ash Blossom this, then they're dumb essentially. But it's just bait, really. Like, you do this first because people probably think you're trying to grab Magical Meltdown or Mystic Mine. So it's really, I guess you could say big brain, I guess, but I don't really know. But anyways, other than that, but this card is really good. So anytime I control, like, I'm gonna just pull out some extra deck monsters just for examples. So I control Machinex, and if I control, say, Siegfried, as long as this is on the board and I've summoned these guys, have these guys on board, my opponent can only Exi summon once, and they can only Synchro summon once. So if I had Gilgamesh on board too, they can only Link summon once. And every time they do each one of these things, they take 1,000 for each of those summons. And the cool thing that I realized on Sunday too was that even if they somehow kill Siegfried or Machinex, they still can't special summon because it says as long as this card is on the board. So it's really good. So that's why I like it. Now on to some like basic, I guess, staples. 3 lure, all dark deck. And I'm not playing Pot of Desires because you can't really afford to banish some of these cards. So yeah, and it'll dig for your Copernicus and combos. 2 pre-Rice map. A lot of people don't play it. Some people, I saw a deck list last week that played 2 of this, so I thought I'll try it. So I did it. Now there's goods and bads to this, obviously. So I have to play this the first thing I do on my turn on my main phase 1. So if I don't have Copernicus in my hand, I will search it. Obviously I'll take half my life points, which I guess it's whatever, because you burn a lot in this deck, but it's like a high risk high reward type of thing. So, but the good thing too though is that it kind of makes them have to think like, oh, like, depending on how good the player is, again, this is another like what if thing. Like, if they ash this, I don't take the burn. If they like stop the search in general, I don't take the burn. So it's kind of like it baits, because if they don't want me to search Copernicus and they think I have a dead hand, then they'll probably ash it. So it's basically one of those like mandatory things you gotta do. But I do not like it when I open this in Copernicus because it kind of like irks me. But I mean, it is what it is. That's how RNG works. Then power 1-ofs. I only chose these 3 power 1-ofs because I feel like they're very essential to this deck specifically, and they won't brick as often as some other like power 1-ofs. So like Called by the Grave, obvious. I do not want my stuff to be stopped. 1 for 1. Let's get out Kepler real quick, or Lamia, and then ditch one of my DD monsters to the graveyard. So like if I got a Slime or a Griffin, I'll go to graveyard and it'll just be coming back, or Lamia too. Basically, this makes any of my cards in my hand not dead, because I'll automatically bring it back, probably more than likely with Genghis. So it's really good. And then Feather Duster. We're really close this weekend. Now my traps. 1-of DD Headhunt. I'm just trying it out. I haven't played it yet, but it's really good to ditch from my hand or the field, basically, when I have Lamia. But it's better in my hand when I have Griffin, because it's just a ditch for a draw. So, but I have yet to play it yet. I haven't even used it, but these I definitely have used in Perm. So these are my Baron baits. Basically my Chi-Jiao and Baron baits. So I'll never ever play Imperm on my opponent's turn unless they're playing Alistair, the deck. So yeah, I'll wait for them to make their full combo board and whatnot. Oh yeah, this is also my Scythe Stopper. So I'll never ever play this during my opponent's turn at all. I'll just play it during my turn in the standby phase if they want to shotgun stuff, or if they have like a 4 negate board. At least I'll stop one of them, So that's the main deck. On to the extra deck. So like I said earlier, guys, the extra deck is kind of broken up in a sense because I don't have everything yet in my own possession. I gotta borrow some cards. So here we go. First up, we're gonna go with the Xyz. Caesar and King Tell. You never really use Caesar unless you're trying to do the link play to add a contract to your hand. That's the only time it's really useful, is when that situation pops up. But most of the time, what you want to do is you want to summon King Caesar, summon King Tell. You more than likely took the burn from Gilgamesh, so you can activate King Tell and burn your opponent for 1,000, and then go over with the new guy, Dusmok and X. So I essentially played two. So yeah, he's really good. Although he doesn't negate when he activates his effect, it's still really good because it interrupts a lot of plays. So like for Sword Soul, if I got like two negates, if you want to call it, I will interrupt, say, their Moye, so they'll just have an empty token. I'll interrupt their Long One, another empty token. They have no more plays after that, because that's usually what gets things going. Because without those guys, they can't do the synchro, or, you know, against like PK, if they activate Cherubini, I'll detach and take their Cherubini, so they gotta start all over with the link climbing, which they would probably have a harder time to do with Cherubini. So yeah, but this is a really good card. I just like that you can just slap it on top of any of these guys, basically. So yeah, and if you didn't activate Gilgamesh, if you, like I said before, if you do the curtain call thing, you just stack. So you're essentially having 4 materials swing with a 3,000 beater, and then make Zeus. Yep, you'll have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 material Zeus. So that's just if you're really desperate. Your Nibiru negate, and basically any other special summon. This is Solemn Warning in a monster form. It's really good. I like it. God himself. Everybody knows this guy. Kali Yuga. That's that boy. Negate on summon, negate Mystic Mine. So now onto the fusions. I only play a small fusion package. I only play 2 Genghis and 1 Diark. You only play Genghis for the combo in the beginning. You never really want to play him unless you're recurring special summons. Diark is when you're trying to win in time. So you'll gain an automatic 1,000 back from Ragnarok when you special summon it. So, and then anytime you take damage, if you summon this first somehow, some way, and you have a combo, you'll gain 1,000 from Gilgamesh, and then you'll gain 1,000 from Ragnarok. So it's level 7, and Lamia is level 1, so it makes Siegfried easy. My only links I play, 2 Gilgamesh. Yeah, it's Gilgamesh at 2 scales on summon, locked into DDs. So this is still testing. Groza, Tyrant of Thunder. New card came out, Battle Chaos. It's a level 8 Fiend, and it takes a 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner Fiend monster. This entire deck is Fiends, so I thought it would be cool, like a nice little Baron substitute if I didn't have that play, which I would more likely do, but Baron, the Flare. Chances are I'll probably replace this with this later on down the road and make it something else, like probably add another Gilgamesh, because I never go into him at all. I just have him in there as a Baron replacement technically right now. And then Siegfried, my boy, my spell Trap negate. Basically play Cursed Eldlin. Oh, negate. Does it destroy? No, it doesn't. So you can't get your search either. So yeah, I guess I won't go into the side deck right now. The video has been going for quite some time, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you give us a like on Facebook. Check out our Shopify too. The links will all be down below in the link tree. So please make sure you at least check it out. You don't have to buy anything at all unless you really want to and you want to support us. That'd be great. But just be sure to give us a look. Support small business. All right. Until next time, y'all. Later.